ourselves here at this LAN finals, but we've had plenty of opportunities to cover them throughout the season as Prototype Blaze, even back as Team France at the National Championships at the end of last year. So this team is really, we've had to build a lot of hype around them. I think both of us coming into this season expected to see them here on LAN, expected to see Astra and Rachel once again striving for a Dallas Grand Final. And seeing them in the semis, I think, would be a beautiful sight to behold. So can they deal with Supernova Comets, who have come through and certainly caused upsets of their own?
Yeah, and look at this reaction immediately. Zerance, they just take the space. They hear the U2 out mid. Okay, it's going to be an A play. So immediately Emerald's going to rotate over Smoke Kit, but a good hold. Unlucky, though, because Empathy's dropped the bomb.
Yeah, this is now really awkward. And Zerance, they're going to get further information on Serendipity, and if they can isolate her, that means that now it's just these played in towards middle. And Julie runs out of bullets and runs out of life, and Fawx has hit a banger, but now Emerald comes on through. Can't quite connect her shots, but Kaya Day does hers, and it comes down to the 1v1. Fawx, who's been phenomenal, P250 in hand, converts the round for Supernova Comets.
How does that go completely skew whiff for Zerance? Well, you've got two players that push elbow at the same time. They get the kills, and then Supernova Comets say, do you know what? We need to take these fights. And they immediately come in. Emerald is really anticipating that it's going to be this play through mid, through Donut to A. Obviously, Empathy drops the bomb, but still, they don't ever go through Donut. So Emerald's position then feels really weird because you've got players coming through red at the same time. I don't think Zerance expected that whatsoever. So even being in a bit of a predicament, Supernova Comets still had the jump on them.
I do quite like that CT setup on the pistol. The old 4B, one spot mid. It's just the follow through, it doesn't quite work out for them. And a great recovery. Fawx in particular. My concern, I guess, coming into this, and it's what we really saw in their last series, is, you know, when we can rely on Fawx. We can always rely on Fawx.
And Empathy.
And Empathy, even though a little bit late going in the last best of one we saw, but we know that they will step up. It's the players around them that have been absent, and that's what's cost them in some of these big games.
Yeah, for sure. And okay, so you go, okay, Raven, okay, Serendipity will take the burden off of STX as the in-game leader. And we'll say, you guys, you are the players that need to really step up and do the damage here. So Galil out, Mac10 out, farming up the cash. She is finally required by Raven right at the very end. $600 converted on Emerald. K8, last player standing, just doesn't want to die to the SMG.
Don't know if she'll get a chance or a choice in that matter. And won't. So, a few SMG kills come through, but more than anything, it's a clean conversion. Considering you walked into the stack now, Supernova Comets have 3 Mac-10s still held over from that round. They invested, surprisingly, actually, 3 SMGs into that.
Rush B.
Yeah, I feel like you do. That's just the call when you've got this many SMGs. Or you go for a big mid-brawl. We heard from Hanker how much Zerance like to put the pressure on middle, and this round will certainly be a taste of that. 3 players coming out, and the Mac-10 as well. And down the outside, flashbang, so good.
Brilliant.
KD didn't see a thing. And now you just keep running. You don't slow down. Mac-10s, they do their best when they are just holding W.
Yeah, what a really good round. And I'll tell you what, that is the perfect call to make in that situation. And what's really nice is we are getting Serendipity and Raven getting both of those kills. So now we are finally getting everyone stepping up for Supernova Comets when it matters most. Zerance are going to concede the space. They're going to go save. So it'll be a 3-0 start. Maybe you can go back in towards mid and get some of these weapons. There was definitely an M4 on the floor.
Yeah, at least go hunting with the Mac-10s. You got so much money. You know, if you can reach just one rifle, it completely cripples the CTs into the follow-through. But I think that, yeah, we've never had the kind of second NA team in a position like this before, right? Where they're one series away from a semi.
Yeah, maybe one of them, but not both.
Yeah, as in, like, I've had FlyQuest in the semis in, like, the first year, but we have not had, at the second, I say, you know, the other team from NA. ever
That's true.
find success. I know it's, you know...
3 rounds in. Look at that. Oh, we need to go back to player counts. We need to look at the coaches' just spreadsheet. That was color-coded.
Oh, you're loving it.
Oh.
Look, a good spreadsheet really gets Brandon going.
Excel pilled.
Ladies, if you're listening, get that Office 365 subscription.
Make me an XLS.
Rachel's going to push through. Ash has gone down. Rachel will double up, though, in from heaven. Kills are still coming through, though. And,
that's
Rachel just really wants the frags. Okay. She gets 3 from that, and Fawx is left in the clutch, but there is now the space is here over towards A, so we'll be allowed to set up for this. And both Rachel and Emerald are really far away. They don't know where Fawx is. And Fawx doesn't go for the bomb plant. Actually wants to try and find one of these fights. But not seeing anything. Now you actually get a little bit concerned that you've not found anything in this time.
It's true. And the thing is, the molly into towards CT, it's good, but it gives just further confirmation to Zerance.
They're here. And the MP9, it can just run at this AWP. Missed first shot, not going to get the second chance. Couldn't quite flick straight to the head. I think even if she did, then that trade would have come through from Rachel, who is the hero of this round, just pushing through that cave smoke. The mid-fight goes the way of Zerance, down in the bloody middle of it, but it's up from above that Rachel comes through.
Yeah, and look, this is Supernova Comets trying to take advantage of the fact that Zerance will fight middle. If they've done a little bit of prep work, if they've done the demos, watching, like we all have, like Hanka has as well, you know that they love this fight in towards mid. So by taking the space away from them, by just double flashing them, consistently challenging them, it makes it feel really uncomfy. So Zerance goes, you know what, we're just going to push, we're going to take this space away. It doesn't matter if the mid portion goes awry, because Rachel can be that covering fire. The sooner Rachel gets active in this series, the better for Zerance.
Yeah, she took a little bit to come online. The first 2 maps, we didn't see a lot out of her, but she came absolutely in clutch. Oh, okay. That's one way to remove Julie, who has also been brilliant for Zerance so far, remarkably so. Astra gets a little hint of something.
Look at this double push. Brilliant. KOD and Emerald, they take all the space. They know it has to finish B or mid, but there is still a lurk. Raven's in red, but Serendipity gives over info to Rachel. This will finish B.
Yeah, once this mid push come through, these players need to get a little bit quicker on this ascent up. Oh, what a shot onto Rachel, playing the off angle. KD will come through at least. That's the bomb dropped, but STX in towards the cave. All sides fight 1. Emerald doesn't reveal herself, but she's the only one standing, so I don't think she wants to reveal herself at all in this round.
I like the way that, to be honest, both teams approach this, because for Zerance, what they do is they say, okay, we're not winning the fight in mid, so we'll drop the utility, we'll leave it alone, we'll go investigate in extremity. And they do that with KOD, with Emerald in pushing their main. Supernova Comets, on the other hand, go, oh, we've been fighting mid so much, you think that we're going to take it again. Instead, we won't. We'll take a bit more of a standardized approach. We'll push in towards cave, we'll push in towards ramp, we'll hold all of that space over at B. And then we'll work out the round in the mid round. And that left a gap. That left Raven the opportunity to lurk in towards mid, go in towards red, potentially try and take all that space. Emerald hunted at the end as well. Things just get more and more brutal.
There's that big spreadsheet. We don't get to quite see
bloody pamphlet.
Yeah, quite
ink. You ran out of that. Printing it all.
He's really up to date, isn't he? HP shield.
That's a new sponsor, Supernova Comet.
All right, we got half-buy coming through. Astra keeping money, and might be able to get some more as well with the MP9, but it's a nice call from Supernova Comets. You know money's not good for Zerance. It's going to be that half-buy, so you just go for straight A execute. This is never the side that's stacked.
Brilliant. And this is also the just little tiny micro fundamentals from the B-Dog Book of Knowledge. And that is, don't go B on the half-buys, just go A. It's so much easier. Util doesn't work out whatsoever. 1 kill comes back, make it a second. out of Julie. She gets an AK. No defuse kit's going to be the issue. No armor is also the issue. So she retreats, holds onto that scavenged weapon.
Yeah, she'll get away with the AK. That's a nice boon for her or one of her teammates to hold on to. Should be allowed to keep onto that, but the rounds are slipping away. 5-1 on this key side.
If we want to be fair, Zerance are very good at T side. And the CT side feels weaker because you've got aggro players, because you've got Rachel, because you've got Kaede, because you've got Astra. I think the T side is always going to work out a lot better for Zerance. I think it's always going to be a little bit more of a struggle.
Yeah, they've got a 60% win rate on the T side in particular. But yeah, so it's definitely the stronger side. And notably in that qualification game versus Eco Warriors, which was a brilliant series, they got 9 rounds in that T half to kick that map off. So that was the big overtime victory for them, which got them here to the LAN finals. This
coach is a legend, by the way. One of the funniest men I think I've met in Counter-Strike. He was at IESF, and we were over there. Team France, who's this team you see in front of you now, was playing there. And the admins were like, you have to wear a jersey. They didn't. The only jerseys they had was obviously the jerseys that the players had. So he had to borrow Astra's. And
you can just see Astra is quite a little bit smaller.
And he had to squeeze into it, and he's brilliant. And he made the most of it. Canna, what a bloke. Shout out to you. Hopefully he shouts some things to his team, because they're 5-1 down.
Yes, gonna need some of that shouting. Julie, shadow spotted, and a freebie onto Empathy. And then Astra chimes in with that orb, so 2 opening frags go the way of Zerance. Astra might get a chance for another. No, they managed to get past the clear. Sure, Ravens managed to lurk through, but that's being counted for by Code, who is sitting back in towards lane. Zerance don't really need to budge the setup too much.
No, they don't at all. And this is a very similar round to what happened previously, where they ended B and they have Raven lurking. The thing is, Empathy's dead, so now you need to lead the entry kill with your AWP. Julie, it's a jiggle, but it's not the collection out of Fawx.
They missed that opportunity. Now the smoke will land with 50 seconds, so that's going to slow things down. Desperately searching for something on Spam. Astra still holding for this, so Raven has been patient, but is just not going to get this opportunity. But if they route back to A, maybe that's the play. Astra goes for the clear. Fawx sits in just in case Astra re-peeks, and well, information goes both ways. STX starts to try him on through. Emerald at this close angle surely won't be properly cleared, so an easy collection for her. Fawx left alone, and Astra keeps it flawless for Zerance into this round.
Yeah, really well played just from Astra, but also Emerald. And this is a really nice case study of a round as to why Emerald is such a good role player and is selfless. We saw her breaking into the scene, didn't quite make impact, and then eventually did with this team of Zerance. Was really good in IESF as well. But what she does is she's so selfless that she's just sat in A the entire time. Lets Astra be the most mobile. Lets Astra get the info in towards middle. Oh, I got the kill red. By the way, they can be donut. No worries. She'll just sit there. She is a classic role player. She's every IGL's dream.
Yeah. Her first ESL Impact LAN too, so really exciting to have her here. Definitely a player that we've heaped plenty of praise on over the season for just that. And when you got a team with so many explosive riflers, it's good to have that player that can be the calmer one, the supportive element, the one that can just hold down that bomb site. While Rachel and Kaede are off running around, Julie's doing her crazy shenanigans.
There's good balance to this team. And I really do like the way it's been put together. It's nice that they took some trust on it. Here we go then. Final B exec here for Zerance. Counter flash for Kaede, and actually used it to escape rather than fight. And then she goes back through the smoke anyway to try and take a stab at the Supernova Comets. This long smoke is really wonky.
Yeah, they have to throw a second one down because that is so off the mark. Julie was thinking about extending through and is waiting for the right moment. Off the spam from Emerald, perhaps offering up that little bit of a distraction. She'll actually come around to help. So they're waiting for this utility, waiting for Astra, who's got a full set for the retake as well. And a smoke on ramp would be deadly. It comes through. Empathy has to play ahead of it. They've got STX stuck behind default. Empathy swings into the open, and STX, that's a huge kill. Now Serendipity activates on the flank, and STX gets another. Rachel was low from the earlier engagement, so there's nothing for her to do here. You can see those small windows as Zerance had back into that round, but some really sharp shots come out.
Yeah, Empathy's decision not to isolate STX on site's a big one there. The overall decision in the round as well by STX to go completely contact and then just execute into B, bring everyone over from ramp. It is really brilliant because, again, you don't give Zerance that chance. And you maybe did with that missing was long. But the idea of the round was perfect, and then the execution and these little micro decisions all help out in a big way. 6-2, and notice that it's Supernova Comets taking the tactical timeout, not Zerance.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Because you're not happy with how that went, because it could have gone a lot cleaner, it could have gone a lot better, but the idea is there. So it's 30 seconds to keep the belief, trust the brochure, and keep Ancient on the right track.
Yeah, long smoke missing almost gave Julie the opportunity. At least that replenish came through. And it was really nicely played in that afterplant. In fact, for the most part, despite calling the pause, might just be a calm down pause.
Yeah.
Ink not too vocal. He said all he needed to immediately. Fawx gets the spawn, and there's not much of a fight behind it. No insta-mid either.
Oh.
That Molly's done so much damage. The smoke just does not quite do the trick, but the FAMAS, everything just keeps spraying.
Oh, nice. Nice reaggression out of Astra. That Broland Molly that normally lands in cave, by the way, landed, but it didn't spread far enough. That's why they're not prepared for the double swing out of cave. Here is Serendipity. It's normally been Serendipity or Raven pushing forward in towards red. Zerance aware. They do not want to be undone by another deep lurk.
Yeah, there's been this lurk element in almost every single round. K8, will she clear this? And will the timing favor her? Yes, it does. Empathy's up to a similar lurk up behind the ramp smoke, but with Julie's position...
Oh, get your gun out! Stop
gun
it!
out. There we go. Dealt with.
You're not even got any util, mate. Like, come on. Why?
What was the knife even for in that moment?
Style points.
Oh, nice Molly. Flush Julie out, but the flick doesn't connect in Fawx, yep. Might just be a bit of a long save, especially with that pile of utility in a back pocket.
Oh.
I'll say what, when Zerance get these rounds, they are clean.
Yeah, you bang on. Very convincing, really good adjustment in towards this round as well, because you've got the re-aggressions coming in from Astra, pushing down ramp. The Broland Molly missing is a really big one there, and it means that Rachel can get a kill. Julie can follow suit on that empathy lurk. Time ticking and expired. Nice shot. Keeps the money at least honest for Zerance.
Yeah. 3 lives, good though. And a nice hold all across the map, ready for all of those individual little lurks coming through. They get pipped at the post, going for that fast cave fight, and so they look for kind of these extremity plays, trying to catch someone off guard to snowball off, and yeah, no success across the board. So Zerance very fully aware of these little cheeky plays.
To be fair to them, if Zerance were able to get 6-6 out of this, 5 rounds, like they'd be more than happy with that, considering how this first half has gone, considering how much it could have escalated out of control. This is a pretty good look because you provided a breakthrough. And now again, leading with Extremity. Emerald, Astra pushing. Empathy aware, but not getting the jump on Emerald.
Yeah, nice kill from Emerald, and that doesn't reveal Astra either. So now she'll be able to be present in towards Donut, and a leg shot comes through. 2 players very wounded. That Molly might even take down 1. Raven, very lucky to get away from that. Oh, and that smoke has missed the mark. KD now starts to move forward. Serendipity tries to swing, and Rachel will instead step in. So they've got them pinned in here. Fawx, with the AWP, is given the fight. Astra, an unnecessary peek it feels, and Fawx, oh, don't want to give it too many chances. The only one with HP and with a primary weapon is Raven will fall. if STX is dealt with as well. Oh, messy from K&A. And it starts to fall apart.
Oh.
These peaks into the AWP have given the round back for Supernova Comets.
That is such a shame because I was literally, before any of that happened, I was going to say this is the most perfect round of CTCS we've seen so far from Zerance because they did everything to design Supernova Comets into the trap. We're talking about the push into A main. We're talking about Astra, the fact that she's not revealed, gets a leg shot, double push in towards Red Room. It all looks so good. And then you double peek Fawx, fine. But then K&A loses out her fight, and then Julie starts peeking. By that point, Fawx can get on the line. It feels so unnecessary. It feels like such a blunder at a big moment in this half.
It was literally like 4 1v1s just given in
10
sequence.
seconds, yeah.
Yeah. Ash just peeks a little rough. That's just feeling like you can just get this kill immediately. Yeah, that one's...
Look, I think the most egregious ones are obviously the K&A Julie sequence, but it's like, once K&A gets that kill, falls back in towards Red, you can see that she isn't planning on falling back ever. And Julie's right there. If you just wait like 3 seconds and then you double swing, like that is a guaranteed kill. That's round over. Don't need to be going for that push on STX.
Yeah, that round is just a fumble. That's Zerance's round, and you can't call it anything but a throw.
Yeah, but also you think about the ramifications of this because they have to invest into this. Yeah, they'll invest into the other one. It's the last round of the first half, but this could have been 6-6. This could have been a guarantee of that 5th. They need to make things right, and they've lost 2 opening kills.
Oh, it's now spiraling out of control. That one round sending reverberations into this half and could cost them the map. K&A. Oh. No one was ready for that. And Emerald not ready either. Oh, okay, well. Wins that fight. It's an M4 saved. Astra was just nowhere near any of this. Yeah, 8 at a minimum on the T side feels fantastic.
That's brutal, isn't it? From 6-6 to 9-3. That's what we could have been looking at. Instead, we're looking at this. And I love that Supernova Comets, this entire T side, they've just been pressing the accelerator more and more. There's been so much diversification in the rounds they've been bringing to the table. There's been a really good variety of them. And Zerance just can't hang. And I love that Zerance go back to the one thing that's worked when they wanted a consistent opening kill, fighting in towards Cave. This time the util lands. And what's worrying is this is the first timeout that's been taken. And it comes right at the very end of this first half. Things have been spiraling out of control well before then.
Well, the good news is we are finally getting all the other players coming online. Oh yeah, you can see frustration's boiling. Shouldn't be at this point. But yeah, on the Supernova Comets side, STX is top of the board. You know, everyone's kind of chipping in. I think Fawx is actually kind of in the middle of the pack. So it's really good to see they are getting these other players coming online today. What a difference a day makes. Yeah, 2 M4s, 2 MP9s at ult from Astra saved over. Zerance need this 4th. Because I hyped up their T side and how strong it was against Eco Warriors. Frustrations are boiling. Semi-finals or home. Astra, is she ready for that boost? Yes, so an opening pick comes through. Astra gets involved early with the ult.
But look at the space, look at the speed out of these players at Cave. The issue is if STX falls with that bomb, Rachel and Julie shuffle over. They just want to take these fights. They just want to be ahead of this serendipity, aware of the danger. With the bomb cowering behind the box, maybe there's a chance because Julie goes into the corner, but not seen. Not seen by STX, and serendipity meets the same fate. That's the bomb dropped.
Just Raven and Empathy to try and pick this up, and they know that Cave is compromised. But he's desperately looking for something. Might be given an opportunity here. Yeah, out from long, and there's almost a chance for a double. Swaps to the AWP. No HP. And Raven needed that fight. That was the way back in. If Raven can win one, Empathy potentially could have found the multi and would have had a chance into this. with 16 HP. The bomb deep in enemy hands. They're not going to face you. Not with 30 seconds left and the bomb right there down at ramp. So wrap it up, put a bow on it. This will be 4. It is an inevitability. Pure style kills at this point. Is there anything offered up? No, it's Rachel that confirms it. So 4 will be what Zerance take into the second half.
Hungry for attention, you're so hypnotic. Take me for a ride, I'm feeling nauseous. Oh, I'm delicate, just like the pick-me flower that you're crushing. Feelings that I've got, you say they're valid. Take me to the party, buy me drinks, I guess I'm lucky. Pull me apart, like when I'm broken. I don't wanna wait for you to make me cry. Turning black and blue from where to fall. Feel like I'm dying, dying. Deep down inside, I'm crying, crying. But I'm holding it, cause you say I'm a cry, cry, baby. But I'm holding it, cause you say I'm a cry, cry, baby. Feel like I'm dying, dying. Deep down inside, I'm crying, crying. But I'm holding it, cause you say I'm a cry, cry, baby. But I'm holding it, cause you say I'm a cry, cry, baby. Making jokes at my expense, you say it's funny. But the irony is you're so broke emotionally damaged. Have the nerve to tell me you can't afford to love me. Think about my body with somebody else. Hope it feels like hell. Feel like I'm dying, dying. Deep down inside, I'm crying, crying. But I'm holding it, cause you say I'm a cry, cry, baby. But I'm holding it, cause you say I'm a cry, cry, baby. Feel like I'm dying, dying. Deep down inside, I'm crying, crying. But I'm holding it, cause you say I'm a cry, cry, baby. But I'm holding it, cause you say I'm a cry, cry, baby. I do spy you broke your pinky and I promise that's karma. Turning black and blue from the will to fight. Feel like I'm dying. Tomorrow we will rise.
A rough first half for Zerance. The Supernova Comets soar into space. 8 rounds on their T side. And now a comeback, especially when it's your map pick for Zerance.
Yeah, that's the thing right now. I guess we do know that they've got a very, very strong T side, but it feels a little bit rough knowing that you could have easily had 7 or even, well, sorry, could have had a 7-5 or 6-6 half. I think 4 isn't the
Ouch.
best. That's a nice little gush on the Serendipity, who's forced to fall back and not drop that smoke because there was debating Fawx, who's tucked into the corner. Fawx will now swing out and reveal herself, but not going to matter. It's a disengage. You have information now, and Raven will step in for 1 multi-kill offered up with the dual Berettas, but goes wild. And so the space taken. Nice shot from STX. Good tap on it. Bomb will go down. 2 players low HP, but a kit, no, smoke and kit available, yes.
But no flashbangs to get you into this fight. Instead, there is one on Emerald, but she'll just be jiggling. Astra, leg spotted and tapped out. Not quite. So she can live. The smoke's been dropped on the bomb, which makes things a little bit awkward, to be honest, for the Comets. Just swing out a cave. Emerald will get that kill. And you know Astra is backside. And she arrives in time. Fawx now has to try and split the difference between 2 players, but gets run on by Astra. In-game leader turned into fragging power. 8-5, a necessary pistol.
Yeah, an exchange of pistol rounds, and Zerance definitely need that. And lovely approach to it too, right? They don't fall victim to either trap, really, right? They're fully aware of that possibility, and towards Donut, it's not the overcommit. It's to see if you can get that kill after you gush, but doesn't try and chase her down. Instead, when Fawx reveals that trap's in play, just disengages. Doesn't give up that fight. And the dual breaders in cave also go missing. It is the force fight back, and attempt to try and stranglehold onto lane, but Julie doesn't reveal herself. Now, Empathy will run out. Julie's taken down 2 though. Does at least remove Serendipity, so it stays in the 3-on-3, and it's only a MAC-10 picked up.
You're not ready for Rachel.
But Rachel's not going to get that chance.
Doesn't matter. Here's her. That might be enough. Because now you can just reset. STX. Waiting patiently. We'll grab the gun, we'll move away, but for Astra, Emerald, and Rachel, remember they heard one run away from Cave. So now it's this double stack. Supernova Comets are so sure you haven't seen anything in the last 20, 30 seconds. It has to be A, right? It's gotta be. No, it's this B play. All off the back of this audio cue that Rachel picked up.
Yeah, it's gonna be a slow approach too, just contact, so the penny won't drop. Supernova Comets are just going to stick in this position because there's still plenty of time left, and they get information when the smoke goes down, sure, but it's going to be far too late then. As soon as the bomb's planted, you can just call the round done.
I love how they're playing this because, as you said, it's contacts, and that means the smokes now go deep CT rather than short and long.
Yeah,
and the bomb plant's just so open as well.
This round, just wrap it up.
Oh?
I mean, it doesn't matter. There's no
it
kit.
works.
Oh, there is a kit, sorry. He does have one. I think giving this a go. I mean, I guess you just picked up MAC-10s, right? Emerald's low. Astra, from deep, good line for that fight. Doesn't overextend, so easily able to pick off one and looking for more. Huge amount of damage. Astra cleaning them up. She's done enough. Fawx will pick up the kit short, but time's just not there. And might even go down to Emerald, who's running out. The damage will be enough to remove Fawx if Rachel doesn't get there first. So, well handled against the Force Buy.
And now's a good time to mention that, yes, we said this is Zerance's map pick, but what you'll notice is normally when teams sort of pick maps, the other team gets to pick the side. And they will, more often than not, apart from Anubis, always start on CT. Supernova Comets chose to start on this T side because they know how dangerous Zerance is on the attack, and they think, look, with good game planning, if we take control, if the momentum goes in our favor, which it did, maybe it'll be enough to stop this T side from gaining anything. You get a pistol, you then win out the force, you win the eco, you're home and dry. Instead, that's not happened, and now it's a 2-round game.
Now it's going to be painful as it is a heavy lean in towards Jaguar, and, well, one USP kill comes through, but that's all. So we'll get down to a 1-round game, and as soon as it gets this close, this is the exact start that was needed. Bang a headshot. Oh yeah, free AK, you take that every day.
Enough money to get an AWP as well.
But yeah, as soon as this comes to this point, you know, it was an 8-4 half. That feels really rough, and it would have been terrible if they lost the pistol. But winning the pistol, bringing it now within one, this is the perfect recipe with the consideration of how good their T-sides are.
Yeah, and how much they're going to start to feel the environment again. Because when you're not winning rounds, when you're losing these close rounds as well that you feel like you have control of, even think back to that pistol that you feel like Zerance should have won in that very first round of the game. You can now start to feel a little bit more motivated. The fact that Rachel is shining is really good. Astra had a really slow start to this map. It has now really picked up the pace.
I mean, they should have won that first half,
Exactly.
like straight up. You think about how those rounds went. But you know, you can shoulda, woulda, coulda as much as you want in Counter-Strike. It is Counter-Strike, and not everything always goes your way. That's what we're here for, those moments of brilliance that catch you off guard. But Zerance feeling a little bit more under control now. I think we might get that fight in towards middle. Barrage of mollies. Rachel runs out. The run boost, the flash bangs. Oh, the HE can't get out in time. Somehow Empathy lives. A very awkward spray. K8 looks to try and get the kill back, but no one to be found. Serendipity is deep. Oh, that is absurd.
That is a mess. The fact Rachel doesn't get a kill, the fact that it's so windy in mid is criminal. But Empathy, Serendipity take full advantage of it. Another one of these double openers. Typically when Supernova Comets has got a kill, it's not been tradable, and they even double down.
And we know that stat Nuke brought up. 92 something or other percentage of converting of opening kills. Is this the 8%? Seems unlikely. Raven hasn't swung yet. Waiting for STX to take the contact, and now Raven will reveal, and Emerald, it's just onto her. Empathy just creeps on forward. Big collection after getting brought down to 6 HP at the start.
Yeah, good info as well from the donut player. Just says that KD's up close pushing you red, just spam through the smoke, just removes her immediately. But you got the luxury of that being a somewhat bonus, because now you can get the AWP out on Astra. But that's kind of it, actually. Emerald, Rachel, Julie, all a little bit battered and bruised. Have to go down to Mac 10s if they want to buy into this. I feel like that's what the pause is about. Do we want to invest into this? And if we do invest into this, what are we going to do with it? I like the idea of just a half investment. But you are on 1900, so maybe you do want to force it in.
Yeah, I feel like with the situation as it is, the weaponry that you've got makes sense. There's an ult that came out, so it's decent. Astra's been pretty good so far. I think it'll be maybe a slower approach if you've got that AWP though. Yeah, it's a funky one. Emerald PT50, Tech 9, Mac 10, and then there's an AWP, fast trap.
And a slower play, and it's interesting, isn't it? The Supernova Comets know that this buy is going to be a little bit awkward, and there probably will be Mac 10s, and you can just take your time. AK rings out off the back of the spam. That is info. At least the guarantee of an investment. Zerance now take mid. They go in towards heaven. It's going to be another one of these B splits.
Yeah, Fawx looking for opportunities in towards Donut, and now you know the AWP's not going to be on B. You definitely feel like it's a place you want to head towards. And in fact, all of this showmanship in towards middle has brought a third player over. Now it'd be this perfect time to strike on B. It's a retake setup. Raven is deep long. If they go now off the back of this utility, start to scale, it's an open runway, and there'll have to be a retake coming in from the CTs.
Yeah, there's no nades to really even break open this smoke. And it's interesting that Supernova Comets themselves put a molly and a smoke down on towards cave. You're hoping that the spams work. And there's that nade break, and there's that kill from STX. Wants even more, and we'll get it. Emerald and Julie will reply, though. That's the pistols finding action.
Yeah, and not exactly the weapons you thought would do the job, but they're the ones that get it done. Julie's low HP, though, tucks in towards cave. Emerald stuck on site still with AK in hand. Where's that AWP? Deep in cave, so not part of this defense yet, but will start to move over. Astra can get on the line. If a smoke comes through to cave, which is being set up now, it's going to block off a lot of this space. But Astra just hits one straight through the smoke, a timing shot onto Empathy, and she's firing off more as well. HE, sure, that removes Julie, but that's the low HP. Astra is still here. Flames at her feet, still removing players. And now it's an attempt to defuse in the smoke, but the knife comes out, and Emerald straight through the back.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is now 2 rounds in a row, and I wasn't sure whether the first one was miscomms at Supernova Comets, but no, this is deliberate. They're putting a smoke on the bomb site before they've even retaken the site. And it's just so
odd.
pro because all it does is you give Zeraf, hey, you want a little thing to hide in? Here you go. And if you're going to nade it, sure, but you only have one nade, and that enabled STX to get that multi-kill. It's really bizarre why you're doing that, because you're making the retake even harder for yourself. If you've got the space, if you know you've killed all the players on site, sure, go for it, but you haven't, so let's just not do that, please.
Yeah, it's an odd one, right? You feel like it's the only real reason is to try and enable a defuse in it if you can just overwhelm it and
that's
cause
when
chaos.
you're on site.
Yeah, it does come through at an odd time. Why not throw the ramp on, right? So you can just isolate.
Yeah, why not throw any other smoke? It's not that one.
Yeah. Emerald takes that one with Lee. Big round from her, and huge from Astra as well on this post plant. I can't believe she removes Fawx here. I'm not sure how that happened. Flames at her feet. Everyone went down, so actually it's slightly better buy for the CT side perhaps, and Rachel, flash comes through a little bit late. Only does some good damage, and it's going to be straight through. Fawx not able to get that first kill. Now Known jumping around in the Mach 10, and the support comes through. Finally a kill comes through for Astra, but can't convert at long range. So despite the success in the prior round, it leaves them with lesser weaponry in this one, and they're just struggling to convert it. KD has a chance here. There are some players low. Smoke drop just to give a little bit of room to work with. Taking further damage. A tap through. You just feel like Supernova Comets aren't going to let this one slip. Not with the bomb firmly in their grasp. Every angle covered. And as soon as this smoke fades, KD will lose her positional advantage. So tries to find a new spot. Good shot up onto Empathy. Needed that one quick though. Comes through for Serendipity. 3 in the round with the MP9.
Look, you want to try it and get tricky with it, sure, if you're Zerance. But the idea here is that you're always rushing A. You've just added a mid element to slow down these rotates. If you are rushing A, where is your utility? Why does it take Kaede in a 1v4 to drop the first smoke on the A bomb site? Nothing CT, nothing Donut. It's a complete waste.
Yeah, it feels like pure contact, right? Just after trying to get that distraction in middle.
There's no need.
Well, we're back, but this time with Glock, so expectations low. And result? Oh, an ace. And then for the ace, it's maybe the most anticlimactic ace you'll see, but you'll see one.
Is that our first ace?
I think it might well be.
It might well be. Good job from Empathy. And Supernova Comets are just taking advantage of all these mistakes that the Zerance are making. I mean, in this one, you can't do anything about it, sure, but there's been a moment upon moment in this map where you feel like Supernova Comets, they've had a number of fortunate breakthroughs because Zerance are not playing the CS. We're familiar with them doing.
Full mid control established, and breaking that smoke, try and fight down, but not really being given anything thanks to the T-smoke that extinguishes the lane molly.
I can't believe none of that spam gets any damage.
Crazy, nothing connects. And now Zerance will just start to accelerate forward. The MP9 looking for the timing to swing, flashbang, brilliant from Empathy, but Emerald with a good trade. And KD follows through as well. So 2 opening kills come through, and 3 players stuck in towards lane. They're gonna force their way out. Spraying wildly, not connecting. Fawx finally does, but reduced to 2 HP. Now the repause. Emerald up close, removes 1. Trade is there from Empathy, and now they are going to start to accelerate. Astra in towards Cave, catches Serendipity off guard. It's all onto Empathy. Bomb planted in the open. There's no way you're sticking that.
Much better. And Zerance, again, this is where we speak about them so highly. We say, look, as soon as they take control, as soon as they're the ones applying the squeeze on a round, that's where you get the best out of them. And here we go. B exec with the smokes, with the utility, just pathing their way through. Really good flashbangs. It's a good support network to enable the entry players to take space. Not necessarily getting the kills, but just to take space. And it's a good reaction from Kaede as you hear all this spam in Cave, you hear all this spam at Heaven, and you've not contested mid, you've not put the molly on for jump up, you've deliberately made them fight, and there will be space on the site.
There's no easy rounds here for Zerance.
Oh, absolutely not.
Supernova Comets have just had economy consistently in the last like 4 or 5 rounds. They've made a lot of these very expensive, very close, so Zerance have never really been able to build up bank themselves. his AWP. It's present, uncontested. Deep smoke, but play through, not quite there. Raven will look to swing. It's going to be, again, this fight down from lane. Break on the smoke. They look to push forward, and they isolate Rachel, who kind of looks away, not expecting that. Sure, the molly comes back and forces them off, but a lot more success in the lane fight this time.
So much panic there from Zerance because they're not anticipating Supernova Comets to go for the exact same play. Double mollies used.
Oh,
Bam,
what?
Brilliant on Julie. There's that reaction, and look at the rotations as well for Supernova Comets. 4 players all lying in wait on B.
I mean, how often does Zerance go for any sort of mid-round movement elsewhere?
Well,
they like to pause and they'll just strike again.
I'll go one better than that. How many times has Zerance actually gone for a mid play? Twice, and they've not been able to get the opener in all of them. So it's been set play after set play, execute after execute. And if you can stop and execute, you're laughing. And that's exactly what Supernova Comets are now doing.
I can't believe no one's watching Ledge there.
I can't believe how unstructured this looks on the T side for Zerance. I'm going to be honest. It's so one-dimensional. It's so readable. And here we get a little inkling of it, right? We get KAD going back and dropping the mid-smoke. It's too late. It's far too late. Molly in towards A main when you've just dropped the red smoke there. No way you bite on this.
Oh, well, there's a little bit of chewing going on.
Oh, not even that. No way. There's no way. That brings 3 players over. That is bonkers.
Yeah, 20 seconds left. I think you now start to clue on. But you got to keep spread here. So there is a chance if some of these fights can be isolated. Never mind. Empathy has swung out. STX will go down. K8 needs to pick up the bomb, though, and it's just fallen too far away. So round's done. Sorry, K8, you've got to try and get away. Now map point established for Supernova Comets on their opponent's map pick. It's been a frustrating one for Zerance because they feel like they could have been in that position so many of these rounds that I feel like it should have been theirs.
No, it's just so readable. And it's been some really good individual work. Like, I want to take nothing away from STX's calling, especially on the T side. Empathy's been really solid. This is probably the best Empathy game we've seen all event, which has been really good to see. Because day one, like, we put a lot of emphasis on her, and remarkable in this game. It's actually funny because it mirrors the FlyQuest Imperial because this was the opening game, and then they've got to play each other in a BO3 afterwards.
Yeah. Interesting how that's played out like that, hasn't it? Fawx, we mollied off, so... Oh, actually fires off the AWP too, so really lets them know what's going on. Oh, it's just not pretty, is it? 3 pistols. Rachel and K8 have a lot to do. Serendipity is going to catch them. Oh, and it's the rifles that go down. It's a disaster. Julie's hearing STX, hearing all of these footsteps going back and forth. And sure, might be able to pick up an M4. And in fact, hold up, this timing. This time, you need to play trigger discipline here, Julie. You need to get the multi-kill, and oh, Fawx gets that frag. Absurd to end it. Supernova Comets come through and blaze bright.
Yeah, oh, I can't believe it. Unlucky for Julie, but to be fair to her, there was another player boosted up. So even if you get 2, it's going to be tricky. What a resounding victory, to be honest, from start to finish with Supernova Comets. You choose to start T-side.
A couple of times this year with great success, and we know how good Rachel, Astra can be on this map, so don't count them out just yet.
Don't count out Supernova Comets either. They lost 13-11 to Game Hunters in the playoffs at Fragadelphia in Vegas, so they'll be feeling very happy with how this has panned out so far. They are the favourites when it comes to the bookmakers, but KAD's the favourite when it comes to the shot at long range at Cars. Serendipity down, and KAD's trying to set up Astra.
Yeah, Molly is there and is available, but then it's not throwing it out. So this is going to really help the bait. And yeah, good job selling that. The smoke actually makes this tricky. Astra still gets the multi. She's lost the board on site. Emerald spamming with the dual Berettas. Rachel just lies in wait. Now, they did remove a player kind of close towards here, so I don't know if they're going to be ready for Rachel's position. Oh, but the hard clear comes through, and now the Flames onto Emerald's position makes it tricky. The dual Berettas don't connect, and the pistol is going Supernova Comets.
Yeah, exceptional round, to be honest, because look, you got that bait and switch. Astra gets 2 kills. Julie just dies on sight, and it is just unbelievable that the fact that she dies. It feels like she's trying to sell the bait even more to Astra, but at that point, you just need to conserve your life. And a really good re-clear from the Comets, a fantastic molly from Fawx as well that denies Emerald, helping out Rachel. So every fight's taken in isolation. A super pistol from the Comets.
Grenades to stack along. And,
ouch.
Oh, well, Empathy actually kind of headbutts one away. So actually, I think it kind of helped.
Yeah, get out of here. Oosh.
Like, it literally ricocheted off the face. Well, that was the threat. But yeah, what an incredible storyline it would be to have an NA team in a semi-final. As I mentioned last time, was Blackhouse Red. That was in 2023, 2 years ago to this day. They lost to LB Javelin, so I'm sure Hanky remembers that semi-final.
There's actually been so many semi-finals, that one, right? Oh, yeah.
There's been so many grand finals.
I remember. Very slow, very boring. I'm gonna keep it real. We're against pistols. They don't know that yet, Supernova Comets, but they're gonna take their time. Clear every angle, be methodical. This is the correct counter-strike to play. Empathy in the same vein will lead out towards the long doors, and now you confirm that it's just the pistols and you can speed up.
Yeah, Mach 10. Well, you do fine when the final 2 players are, but it's only a Mach 10 you've given over. So 2-0 lead. Good start for Supernova Comets. As they did over on their opponent's map pick. Now, much like Ancient, I do feel for both these teams, T-side is where they are going to be. They're definitely strongest. So for Supernova Comets, we're looking for them to win out this half.
Yep.
To set up a good finish. And for Zerance, I think the number you're looking for, 5, would feel a good score. But obviously, anything more would be brilliant. Saw how close they made it with the 8-4 half.
That's true. An extra one here or there would definitely help acclimatize. You don't have that much room to sort of breathe, and we've been getting a lot of praise over, especially in that first map, to Emerald in the series so far, to Julie, just in the tournament that she's having. It's been fantastic, and it's these players that still need to step up, because Astra came back in that second half, but was absent during the first. Rachel, Kaede were okay, but you need them to be brilliant, and then you need the other supporting cast. In actual fact, it's quite interesting because it mirrors quite a lot of Supernova Comets, where you've got Empathy, where you've got Fawx. For Zerance, you've got Astra, you've got Rachel. Then who else?
Oh, Julie going to be required out long, and full blind still manages to find that kill, just holding the fire on the line. So more than you can ask from that position, as the entirety of the T side will burst out. And it feels like a commitment is the intent. Fawx is crossed into pit. Defensive smoke is deployed in response, so blocking the ability to scale simply.
There you go, that's the Aussie one. That's the FlyQuest smoke.
Yes, become the meta. We're seeing every team do it.
That molly has not landed where they hoped for. And a dink goes back the other way as well from Kaede.
Yeah, very low damage dink, but dink indeed. And now they're just going to try and brawl their way up. Empathy's providing covering fire. Great flashbang, but only the one comes off it. Raven goes down. Astra tucks in. Flames, they're actually affecting her. So she's actually tucked in, and this will definitely not be anticipated, as Astra has the ability to try and win this round all by her lonesome, and she might have just done it. A big double up. Fawx needs to clear out both of these. 30 seconds to isolate these 2 fights. Now the Flames will give the chance to maybe swing onto Astra if she wishes to, but Astra doesn't reveal a single thing. Rachel ready to swing at a moment's notice, and Fawx has a smoke that could be deployed to help maybe set up the bomb. Just being a nuisance with the damage, and every tag that comes through makes this look all the more doable. A tap on it, and good bait out. This is now set it up for the 1v1. Astra a little too trigger happy, and Fawx in a position to close out the 1v2, and does it with style. Rachel, the frustrations are obvious because that was their round.
And that's Astra overstepping. 5 seconds left, tap on the bomb. You really don't need to swing that if you're Astra. All you do is you just live. They did so well, not peeking the entire time. And the molly from Fawx should have gone into Gandalf, doesn't, goes in towards short. As soon as that molly goes in towards short, you're laughing, you're dreaming. Because you know as soon as that bomb plant is committed, you swing together and you get the trade. Instead, Astra goes. There wasn't 5 seconds, it was 7 seconds. The point is, it's still the same. You should not be doing that. And there you go, it's another one of those mistakes. How many mistakes is Zerance going to make before they're out the tournament?
Any is too many at this stage.
That's so brutal, because you've got to remember, there's so many more ways to make money on that T side. Bomb plant, clutch win, incredible moment for Fawx, who is immortal currently in Dust2, but it breaks the spirit and the economic back of Zerance. Raven might even find a couple more kills to add to the tally. Does so with the nade and the slicing headshot onto Emerald. 5 alive is a perfect rebuttal.
Yeah, great stuff for him. Raven there. We are seeing a little bit more out of players across the squad. STX really stepped up on Ancient. Yeah, got to take this time out early because you cannot let this get out of control. You've already let that 1 round slip. Let's put you on a 2 round back foot off the back of it. Astra has the orb now in play. Everything you need to find success.
To be honest, this is perfect. You want Zerance to be taking a timeout now if you're Supernova Comets, because you've rattled them, because that was a round. Respectfully, Fawx shouldn't have won. And it was a 1v2 they know they got away with, and it's like, okay, brilliant. That breaks the econ. Get another one, 4-0. Win out the gun round, 5-0, half-buy. You can keep them in this limbo. And it's so important, and we've said this all along, the momentum on both of these teams, you can see it flowing through their veins. You can see them getting active. Finally, Astra will at least get an opening kill.
No, Fawx loves to go for that mid peak as well. So good punish. That advantage early. Rachel did cop a leg shot, it looks like, on that cross. So it did come at some cost, but Emerald's by her side to keep an eye on this B bomb site. It's just empathy. Just popping up her chest over here. 3 players come to deal with this. The real hit's coming out long, and empathy's punished as well. So now you can focus your attention over here. 2 players lie in wait. The flashbang comes up. Astra doing everything to support her teammates, but she'll go down. STX has found 2. And low HP on both Emerald and Rachel. You cannot give up your life here, KD.
She will, but she will at least take 1 down with her. So it's STX in the 1v2. Everyone's HP, as you mentioned, is very similar. 50 seconds left. Completely leave long. Full silent. Start walking. What's the play? It's not in towards short. It's straight through CT. If you can catch one of these players in rotate, maybe you make it towards B. Maybe you make it a little bit more digestible. Emerald and Rachel playing together.
No utility there. Just has to be completely dry and, well... Oh, back through CT spawn.
No way.
Oh, this is actually great. Because they're going to clear through short. You're never expecting this ramp. So STX has really set itself up well to get this bomb down. The question comes through on, can you play this post plant with 30 HP against these 2 players? You can't lose this round.
You can go short. You can go short. You can completely cut them off. Emerald, Rachel, the penny's only just dropping now. In we go in towards short. Rachel's going to have no anticipation that STX going to be this close. The swing, there's the collection, and now it's a 1v1.
1v1, and the ace clutch for STX. Emerald has that information, smoke kit, flashbangs as well. will announce her presence with that flashbang that comes over. STX has the HP advantage in this as well. Smoke comes forward, a flash over the top, the spam comes through, not even a tap allowed. STX with an ace clutch. Again, another one of these big clutch moments going the way of Supernova Comets.
I mean, this one is just played to perfection. The fact that you go mid and you walk CT to A, last pressure spotted over at long. That's where STX got this kill on Astra, got this kill on Julie, and then followed up on Kaede. You go all the way around the world. You figure, well, if they go long, they won't see me there. If they go in towards short, they miss me there. Brilliant timing. Isolates the fights perfectly. Why on earth did Rachel and Emerald go alone? Strike 2 in this map.
Fight out long, and Julie dodges all the utility and even plays Trigger Discipline to secure 2. Sam comes back. STX is on one this map, but another advantage for Zerance, and Empathy heard on that drop. Emerald doesn't want to give this fight up. Rachel is in the back lines and has the backstab, so should be able to walk this one through. Every player not looking. The MP9, perfect for a crazy flick from Fawx. It's good for one of those, but finally something for Zerance.
Finally. And again, what's fun is that every single gun round Zerance win, it's very clean. And we saw that on Ancient, now we see it on D2. I love the way Julie plays this. Tucks into the corner, waits for the flash, doesn't get cleared, so then can go for the Trigger Discipline. And then the immediate activation after the long contact comes in, Rachel starts pushing in towards tunnels, gets all the advanced info, and it's this continuous pressure. And this is what they should be doing. Do not lose your identity now.
Oh, now Asher's going back and punishes Fawx, who sounded off that orb in middle, so Asher knew exactly where to put her crosshair. Had the better of Fawx in both rounds that she's had this orb.
I'm surprised there's no molly there. We saw in the FlyQuest game, there was always that molly that blocked off that peak. There wasn't one for Supernova Comets, and it comes back to bite them.
Now Kaede is ahead of the mid to B smoke, so knows that's not going to be the play. It's in short. Supernova Comets start to make some presence. Raven drops a bit of damage in middle. A replenish of that mid to B smoke, so it's going to keep Kaede active over here. Means that, well, Astra will fall back as long as completely in control of the CTs. So she'll be on the line and has the support from Kaede.
That's interesting. Emphy says, even though you're low HP, let me go. I can take the contact and secure the kill. Astra rotated over but punished immediately. And now suddenly, Kaede has to find a multi-kill, has to get something, comes away currently with absolutely nothing, and Julie is just left in limbo, completely overwhelmed by the AKs. And sure, there's fast support here in towards CT, but Emerald and Rachel need to get kills without resistance, and that's proving tricky.
Yeah, Rachel's looking for something, but they're not offering up these frags now. And Empathy just goes over the top. It's just Rachel who will remove one. Empathy's feeling emboldened, and maybe that's a little bit of a fumble. Supernova Comets have been flawless thus far, and they can't let this one slip. Raven will remove Rachel before that one gets out of hand.
And that's good, and that's your difference, right? That's where rounds got spiral out of control, but they are ultimately recovered by Supernova Comets. Zerance take another timeout. It's too easy, this scaled in towards short. You're almost surprised that they're going to be there in towards short. And it comes off the back of a double mid to B smoke where you see nothing, you drop your incendiary, you still see nothing. It still kept 3 players there. Communication is an absolute breaking point. Now for this team, you see the coach just think, just talk.
Multiple opening kills going the way of Zerance, I think in at least. In fact, I think in... yeah, minimum 3 of the rounds they lost, they got the opening pick. So no stats, turning out not to matter even all that much.
Fool's gold, mate.
Fool's gold. Fight out towards long. Raven has the spawn. And not quite given that fight early. fire off the timing shot. Empathy's found the opening kill, and
What on earth is happening in middle?
Kato's really looking for this trade. A second dink? How is Empathy standing?
Nah. Oh my god, you're swinging with a reload. You're mental.
A death wish, but Kato will be allowed to get away and actually gets valuable information off it.
Yeah.
Huge info, and why not? With low HP, you may as well.
Love this. Yeah, this is brilliant. So that means that everyone is here. No AWP to contest empathies.
Oh, this is a crazy setup too. Astra can fall off. You're never going to expect Julie.
True.
And with the AWP clearing, like, it's an off angle, so... Okay, Raven, yeah, caught off guard by Astra. That's going to bait in Julie to perfection, if she's even needed. Now Julie's ready. She can just lock in this round all by her lonesome. Oh, Flash almost catches her. But another triggerism play by Julie will find success and serendipity. Not too much to be done.
What a round from Kaodo. The initial rejiggle in towards mid nearly prevents that whole play from happening. But she lives, and she gets the valuable info. They nearly molly each other at the end there, Zerance, but everything is A-OK. There's that second round. We need consecutive because that was always the issue in the first map. Now it's rearing its head again on the second. Remember, we said, oh, look, that could be 7-5, and then it turned out to be 8-4. It felt like it was going to be 9-3. Same situation here. This can be 6-6. It feels like they need it, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Force Spike comes through. So if this B defense, then with Astra removing Empathy in middle, definitely becomes a lot easier. As your two players on B can focus their attentions. This nade, I feel like it's going to be a good nade. I'm feeling really good about this grenade. Yeah, check that out. Huge damage, and then the flames come down. Sure, the Tech Knight's overwhelmed, and okay, don't get out of hand. Such low HP. Bomb plant secured, that's already a big win. But surely, this should be a successful retake. Raven's picked up an M4. Flashbang is good to allow the swing out. Katie's found hers. Raven and STX have found kills apiece. No. Zerance, he can't go down like this. No, it goes down like this. How has that one fallen awry?
Comms. To be honest, this has been the biggest feature of the whole series. The breakdown in communication, the stress, the nerves, the pressure playing on this environment, playing on LAN, which is a shame because you feel like it shouldn't really be affecting this team that has been to IESF together, that has played in online tournaments as well before this event. In trade it. But that is a comms breakdown yet again. And the reason why it is because you've got that double module that lands exactly in the same place on site. Everyone is nervy. No one is comming properly.
So much damage was done there. The utility almost ends the round.
It's despicable. Like, you should not be losing the round like that. And instead it goes the other way.
9 times out of 10, you don't lose that round. I can't believe it. And they can't offer anything back with their pistols.
8-2. Right.
Okay, well.
This would be an outrageous 1v5.
I don't think it's happening, Emerald.
Can't even get the gun because it's just deeply embezzled it in towards pit. So you've gone back, you got a flash, $200, not quite the AWP.
Yeah, maybe the reposition can find someone else. That's what you're hoping for.
Press X to doubt.
Okay, that's a cheeky little spot to tuck a head down. All right. Raven looks away. Ah, not quite the timing. Well, yeah, 8-2. Oh, Zerance, it's so frustrating to watch because of how close it should be.
You ate to see it.
Oh, no. Hey, oh.
All right. At least you can laugh it off.
I think the smiles are much more vibrant over in the Supernova Comets camp right now.
I like that they're all typing like, haha. Like, everyone's just like, lol.
Into you.
You can paint a smile over this, but the harsh reality is setting in. You need to win this map. Otherwise, you are eliminated from Dallas.
And yeah, I mean, on the other side of the coin, Supernova Comets They are not making a lot of mistakes here, and
They're looking really good.
they're looking very good going into that semi-final. NIP will be the team waiting for them. We have the Furia Imperial game, which is a former grand final. Get that in the semis, and I actually don't even know how to call that one. There's a real chance that Furia could actually get their revenge in the semis.
I'm not calling that one till tomorrow.
Yeah, Imperial definitely ramped up today.
My brain, after saying 8-2 see it, my brain's cooked.
Yeah.
I'll leave it for now.
Bazinga.
She's in the semis.
Out long. Julie, careful. Flashbangs being painful. Smoke deployed. And Astra.
Where's she taking the
I
damage
don't even
from?
know how that's happened.
Probably off the spam, a long smoke immediate. It's been one-way traffic. It's been very clear from the start where Supernova Comets continuously want to end. But this time, I say this time, it is yet again Astra finding an opening kill. This time, can Zerance get around from it?
Yeah, how many opening kills has Astra had? 3 for 0 on opening kills, so 3 rounds she's opened the account and not been able to convert. Serendipity reveals herself close by. Julie wins that. Empathy is in the bomb site and will just spam down one. That's a great shot from STX. Rachel doesn't even get a chance.
Look at the in-game leader go. 15-5. Raven 10-5. It's not the stars. It's the whole choir here for Supernova Comets. And this is a retake you got to go for at the end of the day. Molly is not affecting empathy.
What?
Not landing there.
No way.
You are joking me. Get a refund on that incendiary because it's not good enough. But empathy is. Emerald needs to strike back with 2 quick kills. Does manage it, but can't get by the long range of the sniper. What a joke CT Mollies are.
Lady Luck is on the side of Supernova Comets. Fate wants them in that semis. From bad to worse, everything that goes wrong, that can go wrong, is going wrong.
Clip it, ship it, send it to Valve. Please fix your game. My goodness me. What a joke. What a joke.
And sorry, Brandon, I was wrong. That was actually, that off that round, it's 4-0 for opening kills for
And
Astra.
what, 0-4 on rounds converted? My oh my.
Fool's gold.
It could be 10-2. It could be 10-2 in the half.
But it shouldn't be. It should not be.
But it is. That's the reality. This is what we're up against.
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu. Rachel in lower. Not finding anything. Long push about to come in between Julie and Kaede. Scaling very quick, and in fact, STX is going to go and clear. STX has been on one this entire time, and Rachel does the damage, but not ready for the backstab. And there's this long push, by the way, that you're holding for that you can hear.
Julie, what are you doing?
Just pirouettes in the air.
Oh, you can feel the hope slipping away. And it's with a whimper. A fade out. Astra, yeah, might catch off empathy, but is that going to be enough?
No, look at this. Another re-smoke just put on by Serendipity. Bomb can be planted. Serendipity's even just pushed the smoke on Astra. That's still further info. Kaede out long, has to make miracles happen.
Smoke in the face, Astra just walks through and oh, Astra, there was such a chance there, can you imagine? But instead, it's nightmarish. Kaede, there's nothing to be done here. Flash comes over, she turns, she falls. It's a 10-2 half. Absolute dominance from Supernova Comets.
I've lost my bearings after that Molly and Incendiary, and it looks like Zerance have lost their bearings too. They've got lost in Dallas because it is a 10-2 drubbing of a first half on Supernova Comets' map pick.
Yeah, it's a rough one. You can talk about the opening duels and how it's a 7 to kind of 5 scoreline leading towards Zerance. You can talk about the fact that 4-1 VXs for Supernova Comets, none for Zerance. That's the difference between 10-2 and 6-6. The clutch power, the firepower has been there in spades, and Zerance need a flawless T-side to stay alive. They now start to scale up quickly. Emerald gets that frag. Empathy still staying alive. Fawx chiming in, and the shots aren't quite connecting. Getting run down. STX tries to come up and over, but Empathy, you shall not pass indeed. Leaves Astra to pick up the pieces, and okay, a little bit of magic, but it's put to pieces. The real wizard is on the other side, 11-2.
How have they not killed Empathy there? It's unbelievable from Empathy. Stuck in the corner, you're caged in with the beast, not the other way around. Astra tries her very best. It's quite fitting that it's Astra doing the damage to the Comets, but unfortunately not enough, and her alone is not enough. You need the rest of the stars to shine.
Oh,
Because
you're
currently,
echoing.
yeah, they're playing for OT.
Dude, that's a crazy call to make.
Fine. Look, do you know what? Respect. You feel like you can bring it back into OT? Let's see it then. They're putting their money where their mouth is.
Yeah. All right.
It's respectable in a way that the vibes look as good as they do. Like, I'm still seeing like Rachel, Kaede, like all laughing, joking. Astra, of course, locked in.
The only one that is right now on the server. Look at the kill distribution. She's on 15. Rest of the squad not quite along with her on that ride. STX with Crossfire, with Empathy. And the pistol. Empathy, come on. It's a freebie given over. I'm not expecting anything from this.
I'm not either, especially when you're going back towards A, right? Which means you're opening up these long-range weapons, and Fawx can do a lot of damage. There's 3, make it a 4th. Keep adding it up to the tally. 15-7, 19-6 for STX. Everyone chiming in with good contributions. Astra, again, the only one producing anything meaningful, but the bomb so far out of her possession. 25 seconds left. This round is done. It is not happening. It will be semi-final point for Supernova Comets.
And 10 chances to do it. You could not think of a better position to be in now. You can taste it. NIP waiting in the wings tomorrow. Just one round required. You can just fumble yourself into this one.
And you know what's brilliant as well is that they came in here saying they were the best team in NA. They set their sights on EU. They're the one that beats the EU teams, and they would still progress further than FlyQuest at this event as well. So they've still got the bragging rights domestically. KNA wants to make sure that that doesn't happen. Long control at least established here. And Fawx, daring to go through the side of that molly, will find the opener on Astra.
Not a great way for it to play out. The point about KNA is actually kind of stings, right? She went over to NA, and looks like NA is going to be the team that they're actually going to be the ones that get to the semi-final before her. Didn't find that success with FlyQuest Red. 4 kills. That's all that's required. STX looking to get one of them, and will. Farmer Spray doesn't convert the second, but Fawx comes through with the tap. And as KNA and Rachel, the 2v4 and the dink through, it goes from bad to worse. It's been a nightmare, and KNA is the only one that's still here. Ooh. Really nice second shot. Needs to go back and get this bomb. 1v4 just to stay alive. Respect's being given over. Raven's going to run all the way through long, and in fact, I think they're going to group up as a unit. They can pick up AKs, they've got plenty of utility. KD's given a chance.
But now you can take it slow. Remember, you've got that kit, which means time burden isn't there. KD starts to try and piece this one together. Looking towards CT, looking in towards short, deep, nothing. Penny starts to drop. Footsteps are now starting to be heard as well. Kaede puts herself in an off angle and tries to isolate the fight. Gets the first. Can she get the second? Of course she can. It's chaotic from Kaede.
Absolute brilliance. A 1v4 required to stay in the game, and Kaede delivers that last little lick of life. A little bit of something that's been absent from this team. The first clutch that they have had so far in this map. Everything has gone the way of Supernova Comets. Every last round it feels. But is it too little too late? Because it damn well feels like it.
That's it. But is that it? Is that what you need to stop the flat line? A piece of individual brilliance from a star that's not been shining very bright, but Serendipity will get rid of Emerald immediately. At least there's a trade on long. And for Julie, she sticks around, but the rest of the team, they disengage.
Flash, 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 but no swing coming through. Fawx has put on notice, tagged down. No armor behind this AWP. STX is just rocking a deagle, and the walkthrough from Kaede. They're finding their way into this. A force buy comes through for Supernova Comets. It's not going to find success. Julie might get caught out from Lois here. Needs to be careful, and no, she will find that frag, and then a nice little flick up. Empathy, surely, wants to hold on to this M4. And, oh, just about. If it was an AK-47, she'd be done for. All right. 12-4, 2 in a row. They decided to play for OT. 2 of 10 that were required.
Where were you when Kaede decided to take matters into her own hands at Dallas, finally representing a regional team rather than being in NA? Another good mid-round call, decides just to walk the smoke, call the bluff on Fawx, who's staring at top mid rather than what lurks down below. 12-4. This eco, you call it 12-5. If the maths is mathing, we're looking at around about 5 gun rounds separating Supernova Comets and Zerance from overtime.
Yeah, but there'll be plenty of half buys in there that can get tricky too.
True. And they already lost a half buy in that first half. You go back to the Tech 9s, you go back to the explosion on the B bomb site as well.
Insane weaponry can be just as deadly. This M4 in Empathy's hands with kit, with smoke. And with the pack, well, actually, so pushing through middle while the pack pushes through B. It feels Zerance, you should be aware of the situation, and Long feels like the better play against any sort of eco. Rachel will get a bit of intel. Empathy's removed. That's the threat completely negated. Sure, smoke goes down, but it's not the best one. So now it's just target practice. Get warmed up because you've got a long road ahead of you.
Yeah, it's clean. And you know what? There was a lot of hurdles in this one. There still might be another one here with Raven. But yeah, passing every test with flying colors. Bomb's already escaped, is planted. We've got the round locked up. This conscious decision. The idea to play for the long game.
Ah, Julie.
She's got her.
There we go. No op into this round. It's just not at all a financial possibility. So you don't have to worry about that. Astra will be uncontested. And she finally does have that support around her. The players that are stepping up. We have Kaede with the 1v4. Julie's been really pumping along in this T-half. A few multi-kills against the lesser weaponry. So coming online.
Everything is set for Rachel to get active.
Yeah, that's who we need.
Can't go shy in these moments. Astra never shying away from the fight. STX jiggling to then enable Raven up close with the MP9. Here comes that setup. It's a miss. Raven still doesn't swing, still bides the time to come for this fight, but Zerance never commit. They just wanted the space. They just wanted the utils to be drained. They just wanted the panic. Look at what it's done. There's 2 smokes left. Fawx is just about to use another one. 1 minute 15 left on the clock. You've got no util on the CT side.
Yeah, and split up as well. 2 out long, 2 on B. Serendipity in towards Cat.
And you've got no info. You have nothing. You're completely in the dark. You've not pushed tunnels. You've not pushed long. In fact, you just re-smoked it off.
Oh. dink through the Fawx, and Serendipity can't convert the spray. K8 lucky. The threat's there. Fawx now moves back up towards the ramp, but not looking like the final destination. That smoke has not, I don't think, hit the mark, but oh no, that is really awkward. A missed smoke, and Astra tries to play around it, gets caught out by Serendipity, and now Fawx has a chance to remove K8, who has to scramble. It can only be B at this point. Still, 2 defenders present. Emerald can't quite hit the tab. Raven up close, and this is it. K8's already pulled off one heroic 1v4, but the 1v5 with just 25 HP and with less than 15 seconds, not going to happen. No one falls from the Supernova Comets. They shine bright and book a spot into the semi-finals.
Yeah, played it brilliantly, all throughout map 1, all throughout map 2. For Zerance, you've got to look at this and think, this feels like a failure because you had such a good online season and you only lost to yourself. Take nothing